Hello, everybody. Welcome. Great, let's get started. So really happy to be here today. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Today we're going to have a webinar really talking about how you can grow your credit union through having an engaging digital platform. So part of what we're going to do today is we're going to start with an introduction, a little bit about ebankIT. We're going to go through some highlights about our platform, and we're going to spend the vast amount of today doing a live demo. And then we'll close off today with some next steps and what moving forward might look like. A little bit of an introduction of who you're going to hear from today, or who will be participating and helping us do the live demo and content today. First up on the call is Joao Lima Pinto. He is a founder, a board member, and an executive here at ebankIT. So he leads the commercial responsibilities for ebankIT. We also have Raquel joining us today. She's almost more Canadian than I am, and she'll be helping us with some content today. She's a business analyst in our service delivery area, and she's worked on most of our implementations here in Canada as well. We also have Pedro Azevedo joining us, our Chief Product Officer, and of course, he'll be talking about all things product. Miguel joins us today, another business analyst in our service delivery area, and he'll be doing a lot of the actual clicking and taking us through the demo environment today. And last but not least, you have myself, Dan Killey, and I'm the VP of Canada. And so for those of you that are Canadian on here today with us, I'm your single point of contact for all things with eBank. And so let's get into that today. Joao, why don't you start us off?
Thank you, Dan. So just a brief overview here at ebankIT. So we're still a young company. Our 11th anniversary was beginning of the year, so we are 11 years old. Out of those 11 years, we've got nearly 8 years already working in Canada, so we get a big presence of over 40 credit unions. It's a market that we all know well. It's a market that we are doing quite a lot of investments. We've got a strong roadmap from the product, from the Canada experiences and integrations and other parts, either on the product or other components. So the ebankIT solution is just focused on one part, which is digital solutions. That's all we are working. We work on a global experience. We have a presence or clients in over 12 countries. We've got those clients together. They've got over 20 million users. So the solution is proven for different size of clients, different experience. And the majority of the solutions, the implementations we have, bring our clients to get awards on the digital area. So it brings lots of improvement in terms of what we do and what we show in terms of that. So this is more or less my introduction. I know we're running on tight schedules, and so I pass to you or Pedro. I don't know exactly which one is next.
Pedro, could you lead us?
Absolutely. Thank you, Dan. And hello, everyone. So what ebankIT provides is a complete omni-channel digital banking platform that is also extensible while retaining its upgradability. So this means that when you buy ebankIT, you're buying a world-class out-of-the-box user experience, but you'll also be able to build your differentiation using our local tools and our region-specific accelerators. We then deliver new platform versions that we communicate through our roadmap, combining localized and worldwide innovations and making them available to upgrade at your convenience. The goal of all our efforts is to constantly surpass member expectations in terms of user experience, engagement, security, stability, and everyday banking functionality. So out of the box, you'll receive everything that's on this diagram, except for the core banking system represented in gray near the bottom. We will rapidly connect to that core banking system using our integration layer, shown just above it, and map all the relevant core banking data to the standardized abstractions that we define in our business layer. This enables us to quickly power up all the specialized banking modules that you see in the blue area of the diagram, so that your staff and members will immediately be able to authenticate, authorize, personalize, transact, and communicate. The platform also includes pre-built front-end channels. The internal channels allow your staff to manage the platform, view technical logs, and assist members in their everyday requests, while the self-service channels provide an outstanding experience for your members. And finally, the low-code ebankIT Studio tool, represented on the left-hand side, allows you to extend this functionality as well as tailor the visual aspect by leveraging standard IDEs. And we do so by employing modular, API-driven development that also greatly facilitates third-party integrations, which are represented on the right-hand corner of the diagram. So we understand that establishing a strong relationship with your members is really of paramount importance. And so the engagement and the personalization capabilities feature prominently in our platform. This includes a dynamic campaign engine that can recognize the best content to show each specific member that logs into your platform. It includes survey and App Store review controls, bi-directional secure messaging within the platform, and much more. We have a dedicated module for product exploration and subscription, as well as the ability to switch between different devices, pausing and resuming the product subscription process itself. We also provide a data warehouse with digital activity analytics, and we facilitate integration with other systems, such as live assistance, fraud prevention, and AI-based components. We cover all types of business member needs for business and retail, and we do so in a consistent and unified manner. So let's take a closer look at some of the features that we provide as part of our digital experience. A personalization drawer provides a quick and easy way to access all of our settings from a single place, while other personalization helpers like the Start Wizard make sure that members can benefit from a tailored experience right from the start. Our User Engagement Hub also puts you in control of your user feedback, enabling you to display member satisfaction surveys, browse the results of those surveys privately, and suggest App Store reviews where applicable. And on the security front, we continue to push forward with a focus on usability and low friction while increasing security standards. We constantly look for friendlier, more secure ways to challenge user and multi-factor authentication, as well as simplifying the login process itself. We also provide a new level of control over transaction limits, where your members themselves can tweak those limits while always respecting the thresholds that you define as a financial institution. All of this is auditable through our dedicated operation history log, which goes beyond mere transactional data to reach all kinds of omnichannel operations that you perform. Members will be able to personalize their dashboard experience by choosing which widgets they would like to see there and in what order they would like to see them. They will also benefit from a fully redesigned experience for e-transfers and bill payments, including a wealth of feedback that we have received over the years since our very first version of our Canada layer. They will also have convenient features at their disposal, like hiding account balances with a private mode, switching between light and dark mode on their mobile devices, or quickly accessing their favorite operations. When we look at small business and corporations, we want to provide an integrated experience to your members and treat them as first-class digital citizens. Profile switching enables them to log in only once and then switch between their personal and business accounts effortlessly while keeping both views entirely separate. Businesses can upload files containing multiple operations to execute them in bulk, and they can also approve a set of pending operations in bulk for added convenience and efficiency. Your members can also manage their business's digital channel settings by themselves, adding more delegates, managing their credentials, changing operation approval rules, or modifying operation limits. And a closing word on some more foundational concepts that we also provide. We have created a proprietary modern design system here at ebankIT that underpins our entire UX strategy. It will give you a superior level of control over the differentiation of your design while keeping high standards of accessibility. We also employ the very latest technologies optimized for each channel. The same technology that Apple uses for iOS the same that Google uses for Android, and the Microsoft standard for web development. We're also rolling out AI assistants for the development staff, enabling our integration partners to achieve higher levels of efficiency while using our low-code tools to extend our platform. And this is integrated into ebankIT Studio, our low-code environments, which, as a digital banking specialized tool, enables our implementation partners to build this differentiation for you and deliver the tailored experience that can truly exceed expectations.
Pedro talked about some of the features. I'm going to talk a little bit about all the different products and services that you're going to want to offer to your members or consumers. So not only, traditionally we spend a lot of time talking about the demand accounts, checking, savings, term deposits, things like that. But we also want to be able to offer credit cards, investments, and insurance products. And so for those here in Canada, that really means typically these three providers. And we're absolutely integrating and working with all of these providers. And want to call out, for example, our integration with Calabria. We are the very first digital banking platform that Calabria chose to work with to really integrate the new CardWise APIs that they've been launching. And those new APIs really are going to unlock a new level of experience in the digital platform for the credit card experiences, not just seeing my balance and account activity, but being able to do things, perhaps increase my credit limit or just do more of a wholesome feel that credit card is a native product within the digital experiences coming with those new APIs. And again, we're the first digital partner that they're working with on that CardWise platform. Investments absolutely have integration to a Viso, similar to what you experience today. If you use a different partner for investments, again, we have investments as a core feature on the platform, and we can plug that into any provider, but we absolutely have a Viso if that's the one that you use, as many of you do. And then insurance. Depending on what province you're in, this might be a hotter topic for you than not. For those in Ontario and in Alberta, there has been some legal changes that really have improved what you can offer from and sell from an insurance perspective. And again, we're the very first platform that QMIS reached out to say, hey, we love what you guys are doing. Can we work about bringing the best insurance digital experience and bringing insurance as really a tier one product into the digital platform. And so working with them, that's not coming till a little bit later this year, but again, we're one of the first ones that they are working with on that and hope to bring that to life for those that are in those provinces and can take advantage of some of those changes. We talk a bit about how we can do all of this at speed for you. We talk about, you would have heard from Pedro that we're on several generations of our Canadian experiences, not just MVP. We've been there, we've been in production for quite the number of years. We've learned, we've also engaged with our customers to say, hey, you've got a certain experience, we think it could be better, do we want to align there? And we'll be seeing that in the demo, and I'll kind of talk a bit about that more in a bit. We power over 40 plus financial institutions here in Canada. Many of those are credit unions here in Canada, so a lot of Canadian experience. And some really fast ability to integrate to new cores or new partners in fintechs that you're working with if you don't see here today. Our marketplace already includes many of the partners that you're used to working today. If you're coming from Central One, we already integrate and have in production Central One payment integration. Or if you're a Prairie Payments, of course, we have integration to that payment provider as well, or any of the names you might see here in terms of whether that's chat, Unblue, or account opening, ThirdStream, and ASAP. All of these names we already have, and many, many more in our marketplace. These are just some of those more frequent names. We talk about that Canadian experience. Here's an example of just some of the great things that we hear from our customer base. You saw on the first slide and hearing from Joao that one of the things that we really do pride ourselves on is being a partner of choice that our customers love working with us and choose to work with us year over year and keep wanting to come back and remain a partner with us. And so love that we've even received some formal awards from some of our customers around the world as the best partner that they have in a given year. But some great names, and if you get further with us, we'd be happy to introduce you to some of these and speak with some of these customers directly. So that's it for the talking part. Let's get into the demo. So I'm going to hand this over, and Miguel is going to start to share his screen. Great, so let's go ahead and log in. So pretty straightforward login. We're going to start with desktop today. We're not going to spend time really about the login itself. There's some other things that we're going to get to today. Here we've logged in, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to spend some time getting to know this dashboard. For those of you that have been in our demos, this is a new dashboard that you've seen. Our team's just been working on this new concept, this OpenAI financial. So it's a little bit different than what you've seen. Again, same platform, same version, just our ability to show you the power of what the platform can do. Here's another really great view. So to start with, instead of seeing that traditional view that many of us are used to, sort of seeing our balances listed sort of line after line, here's a view of my most favorite account. I get this sort of 1 month view of my balance. Is it going up? I can change how long. I can look at it from a 2-month view or a 3-month view. Really challenges to say that dashboard can be much more than sort of a listing of accounts and balances. I can cycle through my different accounts that I have, my savings accounts. And here we'll see that we've just switched over to Chase Bank account. So this is an open finance, consumer-driven finance, an open banking account that we're now pulling in from this other financial institution. Again, it's showing up in my experience to look like it's an account right here within my financial institution. Just below this, we can see a credit card. So credit cards are a little bit different. Perhaps instead of a view of my spend, I want to see exactly where I am against my credit limit. I might have multiple credit cards. I could have my points account, my cash account. So we support multiple credit cards in here. And perhaps it's better to view it from that credit limit rather than a balance view. Just below that on the dashboard, I have this idea of favorites. So everything on our platform essentially can be favorited so that you can do it again very, very quickly. So let's say you can pick who you're paying to, the amount, perhaps a comment, and I can save it so I can come in and do it whenever I want. So perhaps I give my children some allowance, but I'm only going to give them their allowance if they actually complete their chores. So I don't want it to be scheduled. Here I can come in, be like, great. Or I want to pay my rent, but I need to make sure my paycheck has come in, so I don't want it to be scheduled. For whatever reason, lots of ways that I want to do a favorite transaction. Just below that, one of the things really going to call out from your existing digital platform is this idea that you want to make sure in your digital experience that you're highlighting all the different products that you're offering, not just the demand account. So here we're reminding folks that, hey, we also have credit cards or mortgages or borrowing. More and more, we're seeing the consumer spending more time on your digital experiences, not necessarily your public website. So we want to make sure that we're having great placement of all these other products and services. Scroll down a little bit more on our dashboard. We have this idea of last operations. So this idea that you have an audit trail for consumers, something that typically a lot of us is only made available to corporations or small businesses, we make it available to consumers as well. And so things that wouldn't normally show up on my account activity show up in this last operation. So maybe a change of address or a new mobile device is logged in. They show up in this area. I can just, I want peace of mind, or I want to be part of the fraud journey and just be aware of what's happening. It's a great little tool that's there. Also on that widget, we can see over on the right, we've also placed a campaign area beside this particular widget so that we can target different campaigns for the person. Down below, further, we've got some scheduled operations and then another campaign engine here at the bottom. Now, this is a great dashboard. It's not bad. But me, I want to do a little bit better. I want to go and tailor it to something that's unique to me. So let's go in and customize this dashboard unique to myself. So here, I'm going to not have a credit card with my particular financial institution, so I'm going to turn off that particular one. And I want a different view of my accounts. The graph is nice, but I just would like to see it a different way. So I'm going to turn on this alternate view of my products. Oh, and I want to be able to send money really, really quickly. So let's go ahead and turn on send money. And you know what? I love to send e-transfers, so bring that up near the top somewhere. I want it to be higher up. More accessible to me. And I love PFM, so let's turn on my savings goal. And again, I want that to be a little bit higher. It's more important to me, so let's bring that up somewhere near the top. Great, I've now made a dashboard that's far more useful to me, so let's go ahead and save, and let me see my new dashboard in action. Fantastic. So I still get to see that 30-day view, that graph view, but now I get to see the balances of a bunch of other accounts as well. And I could cycle through those accounts if I wanted to. Again, start to see some different visual treatments we can do on the cards. And then just below that, if I wanted to send an e-transfer really quick right from the dashboard, we've got this idea of a quick send for e-transfers, and also gives me a little glimmer into my e-transfer history. And just below that, I've got a PFM widget showing me, if we scroll a little bit more down, we've got a little bit how I'm doing on my savings goal for my vacation. So again, giving you a great view of the power of that dashboard and the ability to not just need to come up with a universal dashboard that works for everybody, but give your members, your consumers, that ability to tailor it and make it unique to what's important to them. Perhaps credit's more important, or investments. Let's go ahead and explore a little bit more of the platform. Let's go ahead and click on My Products. Here's another great view of all the products and services that I have. And so up top, I've got my demand accounts, I've got the open banking accounts, I've got some credit cards. Perhaps you want debit cards to be listed out differently for a card management perspective. I could have some term deposits, some loans, and things like that. But want to spend some time in that top right, explore products. Again, further placing within the experience that idea that you want to grow other products. I want to be able to find your credit card offerings in the mobile experience or the desktop experience, regardless if you have a campaign or not. So let's go ahead and click on bank account. Perhaps we want to open an account. So we go here, see all the different kind of accounts you want, and further open up accounts. That gives you a glimmer of that. Let's go ahead and do a transaction on the platform so we can show off what it looks like. And of course, we want to do something very Canadian today. So let's go ahead and send an e-transfer, something very Canadian. So here, the first thing I'm going to do is pick who I want to send that money to. I could choose from James on my contact list, but I want to send it to someone not on my contact list. So let's go ahead and add a contact in line. We're going to go ahead and fill this out. I want to call out that sort of checkbox just below the name you see Miguel typing in, add to my contact list. So we do support one-time contacts, something that if you're a bank customer in Canada, you're used to seeing one-time contacts. But if you're a credit union customer in Canada, you really don't see one-time contacts in almost anyone's digital experience. We support one-time contacts. So say I'm buying something off Facebook and I need to give someone some money, but I don't want to clutter up my address book with people that I only send money to once in a blue moon. At the bottom, you can also see that we support e-transfer for business. So if I wanted to do an account number based e-transfer, I could do that as well. And you could make account number stuff e-transfer for business only available to commercial entities or small businesses if you wanted to. Let's go ahead and add this contact. Miguel's going to fill out our amount and our description down here. And then you're going to see that there's this security details that comes up down below. So Miguel is not set up for auto deposit. We worked with our credit unions and Canadian customers earlier last year. And when we were doing a review of the e-transfer experience, our research really showed that the credit unions in Canada went one way and the banks had gone another. And so emphatically, our customer base said we want to align to what the best e-transfer experience is, which happens to also be the experience that most Canadians get from their bank. And that is to put the challenge question on the send and not on the contact. So we have gone to that best advice and where our customer base wanted to go. So a little bit different than what you have today. And hopefully you're seeing that e-transfer experience, again, is more aligned to what most people in Canada are used to, rather than it sort of being unique to the credit union system. We can also see at the bottom here, we have the add remittance. So that e-transfer for business, again, add invoice details or recipient details. You can make that available to consumers, all your members, or only make it available to small businesses or commercial if you want. But let's go ahead and send an e-transfer. Great, so we're going to get a confirmation page. We're going to make sure this is what we wanted to send. Yep, $10 is right. Oh, we're going to be charged a service fee, 50 cents for this. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and click on continue. Now, we've made it clear that Miguel's going to trip up a security review here. So our platform fully supports dynamic security. And so here we could have this go into a risk engine. We are, those of you coming from Central One, we are working with Central One to integrate this with the Central One risk service as well. So if you want to continue to use that, absolutely going to support that. We also support other third parties or integration into your enterprise risk service if you have that. So here we've selected to receive this OTP, and Miguel is going to fill in his OTP and continue. Let's go ahead and send this money. Here we go. We've got our receipt page. So we've successfully sent our $10 to Miguel, John Doe here. We can see all these. And if we scroll to the bottom, we can see we have that ability to add this to the favorites. So if that $10 to Miguel for his birthday was something I wanted to do quite frequently, we could add this to our favorites, and away we go. That gives you a really great insight into what a transfer and a transaction on the platform looks like. Let's go ahead and look at one more very Canadian experience, and let's look at the bill payment experience just to give you another sense of what it kind of looks like on the platform. So we click on bill payments. Here, very similar to what many of you are used to today, that ability to send and to pay multiple bill payments really, really quickly. So I just type in the amount as to which vendor I want to pay to. If you're paying attention to that second line, that second vendor there, Bell Mobility, you also see that we have that spouse cell just below there. So we support nicknames if you do support it. And the transaction from here is going to look similar to what we did for e-transfer. So for brevity, we are going to skip on that. So let's go ahead and go back out to the dashboard. And now let's go ahead and explore some of our personalization area that we talked about earlier. So Miguel here has already made this personal to him. You can see that he's uploaded an image of an eagle, which is the icon of his favorite football team. But we can see here, if we supported multiple languages, we could also change our language over here from English to any other language we support. We're going to leave it on English for now. We can also see that we can switch over to dark mode. So let's go ahead and try dark mode and see what that would look like. Great, looks good. So if you're into dark mode and that's what you'd prefer, I can absolutely support that. Let's go back over to light mode just for consistency here. And then we'll continue on. And then let's click on that personalization one more time. We talked earlier about that ability to switch profiles. And that really allows us to have multiple personal profiles or multiple businesses. So no longer does everyone sort of have one small business. I might have a couple different sort of side gigs going on, and this allows us to go in. Let's go ahead and look at what a business would look like and how that might differ in the user experience. Here we've now switched over to a business. You can see right away that the dashboard is quite a bit different. So by default, we do have these accounts showing up just below the main graph. We can pull that main accounts down, and we can have different account groups and display my balances based on different operating subgroups within the corporation, things like that. But we can also go in, and if we pull over the image of the business, there's this idea of the omnichannel contract. And this is where we can go in and manage all the things around this particular company, the users, the limits, the authorizations, all the kind of fun things that you're going to want to do with sort of a business kind of thing. That's just a glimmer of what it looks like on the platform. So just, again, a little bit of a teaser. We're going to now jump over to the mobile app and see what it looks like from a mobile perspective. Great. So here we're going to log in again. We could have gone into private mode, but we're going to skip right in using our Face ID. And we just triggered, yes, we left it in the business profile. Sorry, there we go. That's the fun parts of doing a live demo. Sometimes the script is not 100%, but again, wanted to show everybody that this was live and fully in action here. So similar to what you saw on the desktop, we've got that nice graph view. We can cycle between those accounts to see our different accounts and different ones here. We can keep going, see our open banking account from Chase. And if we scroll down a little bit, we've got a couple other widgets that we've turned on the mobile ones just to kind of give a glimmer. So we've got a different PFM widget here for you today, the financial coach. So this is where I could get insights into my account. Perhaps my spending's going a little bit too high or a little bit lower. I'm on track or whatnot, so a different sort of view. And we can keep scrolling down and see what it looks like on this particular dashboard. We've got our favorites, we've got our last operations. All of these things are absolutely possible. Pending operations. So there's a widget that would look, if you were a small business and had different approvals and things like that that would be pending. That's what that would look like there. We can see some marketing campaign areas here, the dream destinations and the one at the bottom. Let's go ahead and continue to explore this. Let's go ahead and click on products. So similar on that desktop, here's that list view of all my accounts. If you really prefer the list view with cards, you can have those different visual treatments. All the different products and services that I can have on the platform are here from my financial institution. And let's just show us what the start of a transaction on mobile would look like. So let's go ahead and do that similar send money, because e-transfers is kind of that de facto Canadian. So here, what it would look like if I wanted to send an e-transfer, picking from a contact, picking from my account list. The challenge question and answers. And let's go ahead and go back out to the dashboard for a sec. And let's go ahead and go into the messaging area. So we've got that little mailbox icon on the top. Here I would see all the we clicked on the notification icon. My bad. This is where, there we go. Now, sorry. Live demo again. So, two live demos, all good here. So this is the notification. So this is all the notifications history that I was receiving. So if I missed them, I can go in here and find all the different notifications. Hey, a new device was registered. Oh, it popped up, but I dismissed it at the time. I want to come back and see what that notification was. We could go here and see that. I also want to go over to the messaging where they can have a conversation with you. And so here, is where any personal messages that I've received would show up, and also where I could create a message and reach out to the particular staff member. So anything, hey, my term deposit's coming up and I want to know what my options are, or my mortgage is about to renew and I haven't received my offer yet, whatever reason they happen to want to reach out to you. And this would end up going into what we call BFO, or branch front office. And so that's a tool where your staff go in, they see all the things that are coming in from the platform, allows them to respond to them and action them. You can assign SLAs and track whether you're within your targets for response, or if you're a little bit falling behind. All great things. We're not going to get into BFO today, but it is something, a really great tool that your staff will be able to go into and respond with things like this. Let's go over to my profile. And I'm throwing a bit of a curveball to Miguel because I see that I've talked quite fast. And so I've got a few extra minutes here. And so let's go into notifications. And we can explore a few more features. So let's go into the notification settings. Show you a little bit of what can happen in here. All the different alert. Oh, there you go. We shouldn't have gone off script. Okay, so we've gone off script. So let's go ahead and go back to script, and we're going to pass this over to Raquel, and she's going to show us one of our staff-facing tools, and specifically, she's going to show us some of the analytic capabilities that are available out of the box on the platform. Raquel, take it over.
Hi, everyone. So after all this, I get the cool feature, I guess, and I'm going to talk about data. So ebankIT has an analytics module where we store data metrics that then can be used for credit unions and banks to import into their own data lakes, or you guys can use our own reports that we produce. So there's two, I guess, sets of data that we store. One will be about the campaigns that we saw that we can create and see on the digital channels. And the other one will be the engagement of the digital channels. So first, for the campaigns, you can see on a period of time, how many campaigns you have, which ones are active, what contents, where are they active. But I think the most interesting feature actually is the report where you can see the responses. So in real time, you can see how your campaigns are engaging. Are they getting a lot of clicks? Are they getting a lot of impressions? Are they not performing that well? So maybe if they're not performing well, we just want to shut them off and start a new one. Or if they're really engaging, then continue a bit further. So this one will be very interesting, most interesting about the campaigns analytics. For the digital channel engagement data, we have quite a few reports. So I'm going to just, show you a sneak peek. I don't want to go through 20 minutes of talking about reports. I know it's very cool, but I think it's too much. So let's go just for, are your new digital channels increasing your users? Do you have more users? Are they logging in? When are they logging in? So you can see that peak of performance if you need to increase your infrastructure, even if you go more techy on this one. So this is a great report for you guys to see how, if you're having a lot more users, if it's engaging in your digital channels. And if we go back to the list of what we have, so how many active users you have, how many churns, how many just gave up, I don't want to come back anymore to this one. It really gives you a view of how your users are logging in, how many, when are they doing that. And also, we have some reports around transactions, the movie money transactions, how many are there being done, which ones are more popular, how much value is it moving in the digital channels. I think that's important too. So it's all about the money. So in this one, you can see a view of how much money is being moved with the set of transactions that you have on your digital channels. This is quite good, so you can see by hour, by a specific time of day, if the transactions are being more used. Some of them will be more used at the end of the month for sure, but you can see how the platform is being used to move money within the channel. So it's really about engagement, how much engagement you have from your users in the digital platform. So it's just a sneak peek. I got 5 minutes to talk about this. And I think it's back to you then.
Great. Thank you, Raquel. Okay, let me just get some, we're going to go back now to just a few closing slides. Just got to switch that back over. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about next steps. So hopefully what you've seen so far is an engaging digital platform that you would love to put into the hands of your members or consumers. What are the different steps look like? So first, we have some really easy and straightforward migration options for you. We've done this, as mentioned, we do have about 40 Canadian customers already on the platform. Many of those credit unions, many of those have come from the Central One Forge environment. So we are quite old hat, so to speak, on migrating from Central One. And we can also offer project assistance. We have quite a few partners in that we're going to get into in a few slides that have some assistance available to you should you need more assistance than kind of typical. We have some flexible operations. So for many of you, you're going to be looking for a SaaS out-of-the-box solution. We absolutely have that for you. We also have the ability on our platform for those of size to potentially host it yourselves or host it with other providers and do things. So there's some flexible arrangements around the operations of the platform. We've also simplified the licensing for many in Canada to take advantage of. We recognize that for credit unions, you may have a small SMB or corporate need. And so we've really simplified it to say, go ahead and offer it to small businesses and corporate and not make it a big barrier for you to have to kind of have a whole new platform. Also saw that corporate and small business was a singular platform. So when it is out there, you can start to offer that with that singular deployment. And innovation, there's a couple different ways to approach innovation and different versions of our paths to take with our solution. In that you would have seen in some of the documentation that you would have already received if you're one of the Central One customers joining us today. We've got that ebankIT Canada turnkey where you've really got out of the box, you're going to sort of follow the herd, and you're not really looking to do any real extending of the platform. And then we have ebankIT Canada Extendable. For those of you that are looking to do innovation and want to be able to extend the platform, perhaps add fintechs or partners of your choice, we have options there. And we also have ebankIT Canada Bespoke, where perhaps the user experience you saw today, I thought it was amazing, but perhaps you want to do something very, very different and you want to make it look incredibly different. We can also support that. So no matter where you are on that scale of things, we have solutions and available for you. One of the things that comes up for many of you is that ability to have the capacity to handle an event like this. That there are many of you that are looking to switch up platforms at this time, and that really creates a significant demand. And we have a global ecosystem of partners that are available to help us in events like this. And so here's some of the names and the partners we have, both here in Canada, North America, and around the world that are partners on here and can help you integrate our platform, help you extend the platform. So we have an incredible amount of capacity to deliver in a time like this. So we'd be very interested in getting this done for you. And last but not least, a few things we'll say in closing. One, you can visit our website. We have a great section even dedicated to credit unions you'll find on there that talk about some of the features and the documents that we're going to be sending to you. You can always reach out to myself, dan.killy@ebankit.com. And as part of the wrap up for the webinar, we are going to email all of you the link to our trends and predictions for 2025. This is one of our most sought after reports, and it was just released a week or two ago. It's got some really great insights. We get a lot of positive feedback for folks that read that every year. So really want to kind of call that out. And last but not least, I'm going to ask Joao to give us a few closing notes. And again, from my perspective, really appreciate you guys taking the time to join us today. Joao, why don't you close us off?
Thank you, Dan. I can see that we've done extremely well time-wise. A few problems during the presentations, but we managed to gain 50 minutes during the rehearsals. We were not getting that time, so well done or to everyone. Just a few notes. So what we showed here in demo was just a very small part of our platform. You know, we can go much more in depth trying to show some of the backup modules, all the different capacities that it has. It's quite interesting to know exactly, you know, the best doubt you have and how the platform replies to that. So if you have any doubts or anything you want to explore, please feel free to contact us. Then in terms of ebankIT, our headquarters are in Portugal. We are running our third ebankIT Summit this year. We time it for June, hopefully with better weather we had on the last one. So there's an open invitation to join us in Porto. It's going to be on the 11th and 12th of June. Please feel free to join and see ebankIT, meet the people, meet everyone that is here, the product teams, see as well what we do in terms of roadmap, and now we can as well plan in the future. We are going to be, as you usually know, in Canada, many different types of events. In particular, we're going to do in the end of this month a series of client meetings and prospect meetings. So if you're interested, more than welcome to have a larger team of ebankIT there. And as well, you know, we're going to be following the usual events, such as Canada Payments, CCUA in May. So it's a great pleasure. Thank you everyone for attending this. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and looking forward for the next steps. So thank you, everyone.